Here I'm going to find this composition of functions. I always like the functions to be in the same format, so I'm going to change that g of x so it's also in exponential format. So in order to bring that x up to the numerator, this is 1 over x to the first. I'm going to rewrite this as x to the negative first. If you have a variable with an exponent in the denominator, you want to move it up to the numerator, you have to change that exponent to the opposite sign. So it was positive 1, now it's negative 1. So that's what I'm going to use as my g of x. Now let's look at the first problem. Here it says to substitute g of x into f of x. So I am going to take whatever g of x is and substitute it into f of x. So I'm going to first write down what is f of x, x to the 1/3 power, and then I'm going to erase that x and instead put what g of x is. So put x to the negative first. And now I'm going to simplify. So when you have something raised to an exponent raised to a power, you multiply them together. So this is the same as x to the negative 1 times 1/3, which negative 1 times 1/3 is negative 1/3. And the last step, if you want to get rid of that negative exponent, you can bring that back down to the denominator. So this is the same as 1 over x to the positive 1/3. Now let's do the next one. So in this case, we are going to take f of x and substitute it into g of x. So the opposite way, we're going to take f of x and substitute it into g of x wherever there's an x. So I'm going to start off with what g of x is, which is x to the negative first power. And now erase that x, and instead I'm going to substitute in f of x, which is x to the 1/3 power. And then again, when you have something with an exponent raised to a power, you can multiply them together. So this is 1/3 times negative 1, which is negative 1/3, which again, we're going to get the same answer. If you want to take this and put it back in the denominator to get rid of that negative exponent, this is 1 over x to the 1/3 power.